Hi and welcome to this video. Today, we'll be discussing combinations in Discrete Math. My name is Raphael Banaban, a third year BS IT college student. Let's get right into it. So, before we dive into the world of solving problems with combination, let's first identify what is combination. So, combination is simply the selection of elements or things in a large set wherein arrangement does not matter. So let me make this clear. Arrangement or orders does not matter. So an example of this in real life is, for example, we are actually in a restaurant and there are 10 dishes that we can choose from, but we only need 2 dishes for our meal. So example of that is like that, wherein we're finding possible combinations in a large set. So what is the formula for combination? So the formula for the combination is simply this: n combination of r is equals to n factorial divided by r factorial, and then the difference between n and r factorial. So this is simply the formula of the combination. So to further explain or to further simplify what is combination, let's actually have some examples. So right here we have 2 examples. This is the example number 1 and example number 2, but we're just gonna be solving the example number 1 first. So in this problem, we see in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, how many different ways can we combine 2 of the numbers, of the 4 numbers? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're simply finding combinations in these numbers. So we're actually taking 2 numbers from this set, and then we're actually finding combinations with the use of our 2 numbers. So how to actually solve this is just to follow the formula and substitute it. So we have n combination of r is equals to n factorial divided by r factorial, and then the difference between the n and r factorial. So our n here is the total of the numbers that we have in the set, which is 4. So let's write this down: 4 factorial, and then the r will be the value of what we are taking from the set, which is number 2. You can see here number 2. So we're gonna put in 2 factorial, and then just simply follow the formula. So 4 minus 2 factorial. So we have here the substitution of the values. So we just simply solve this 4 minus 2 first. So we'll be getting 4 factorial over 2 factorial, and then we have another 2 factorial. So what do we have here? So simply factorial is simply 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That is simply what factorial means. So divided by 2 factorial, so we have 2 times 1 and another 2 times 1. If we see here, there are similarities in this solution. We have 2 times 1 3 times. If we have this, we have to cancel it out. So cancel our 2 times 1, and we are left with 4 times 3. So let's solve the values for this. So 4 times 3, we have here 12 combinations. So that is our answer for this number 1 example. So it is really easy if you know how to distribute and if you know the formula. So this formula here is very important. This formula. So in other words, we're actually not drawing out the possible combinations, like for example like this 1 2 1 3 and 1 4, then we have 2 2 3 2 4, something like that. We are not actually drawing these kind of things. Instead, we use this formula to actually find combinations in this problem. So we have simplified how to solve this problem with the use of this formula. So now we have 12 combinations in this set if we use two numbers. So that is example for number 1. Let's move into the number 2. So in number 2, let's just simply read this first. You go to the restaurant with a menu that has 10 different dishes. You want to order 2 dishes for your meal. So how many combinations can you make for your meal? So let's identify first the total dishes that we have. So we have 10 total dishes. And then in the problem, we only need to take 2 dishes for our meal. So 2 dishes for our meal. So remember, our n here will be the 10 because n is equals to the total of the number in a set, while the r is the total number of what we are taking from the set. So this is the total number from the set, and this is what we take in for the set. So that is 2. So since we have the values for n and r, we can actually go ahead and solve this problem. So let's simply write first the formula so that we don't we are not confused on how we're gonna solve this. So n, the difference of r factorial. So simply just distribute these two values that we have, the n and the r. So we have here 10 factorial over 2 factorial, and then the difference between the 10 and 2 factorial. Simply simplify this over 2 factorial 8 factorial. Okay, so like I said, factorial is simply multiplying from 10 all the way up to 1. So let's do this. 10 times 9, 8, 1. You can see here. Now, if we are doing this, we're actually prolonging our processing in solving this problem. So there are actually techniques here. For example, we have here 8 factorial and 2 factorial. Since 10 factorial also cancels out the 8 factorials. So we're gonna be canceling out the 8. No. So 8, 2 factorial, 2 times 1. And then we have 8 times 7, 1. Since we have the same values here, just gonna be canceling out this 8 factorial. So we are left with 10 times 9 over 2 times 1. So actually, if we cancel out in the early process of our solution, we only have this. So we actually make the solving process much more easier. So let's just solve this now. So equals, let's move here. Let's actually move here. 10 times 9 is equals to 90 over 2 times 1 is equals to 2. So we have here 90 over 2. So let's just divide 90 over 2. We have here 45 combinations of meals. So just by doing that and simplifying all the processes that we did in the solving problem, we actually have here 45 combinations of meals. We're actually not drawing out all the possibilities, all the combinations that we can get, because we have used this formula here. So it serves as our key for actually solving this kind of problems much more easier. So we have here 45 combinations of meals. So that is simply how combination works. So that is it for combination. Thanks for watching.